We always start with our favorite underdogs, and you're not keeping me off. This one, the Arizona Coyotes right now are plus 190 hosting the Calgary Flames, minus 225 at the Mullet Arena. The over under 6.5. Arizona is 17-14 at home this season. If you bet $100 on them every time they played at home, you'd be up a ridiculous $1,310 per Action Labs. That is the best ROI in the NHL by a wide margin. The historic Boston Bruins are second. They would have won you $582. That's an 18.2% ROI. The Coyotes, 42.3% ROI at home this season. And they're just playing hard. They're making life miserable. And the Flames are a team that, because of their finishing talent and their lack of finishing talent, and their propensity for playing these coin flip games, makes it really dangerous against Karel Vejmelka and the Arizona Coyotes. Vejmelka, of course, would be the better starting option for Arizona should he go. But I like it either way. And I'm going to flip to you real quick for some trivia. So it's Arizona's the best bet at home this season. Boston's second. Do you know who the third best team is by ROI?
I do not.
You want to take a quick guess?
No one's really coming to mind.
I think this team would probably be, so we've already eliminated two, Arizona and Boston. This team would probably be 30th on your, or maybe like 26th on the teams you'd guess.
It's got to be someone with some bizarre splits. And admittedly, I'm someone who does not track this stuff as part of my process. But yes, who is it?
Montreal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like early on they were scrapping out some wins at home.
Yeah. But they're nowhere near our Coyotes. So for me, the underdog, Arizona, they're plus 190. What about you?
I'll give an honorable shout out since I feel like we won't track back to this game that I'll keep an eye on Vejmelka's saves. I was kind of mad because I was just think the Flames opponent's goaltender save prop is such a good bet, especially when, like you say, it's a good chance that Arizona will hang around and keep the game close. So then the Flames keep pressing. We saw that last time they played in Arizona. I think they had like 50 something shots. So that's kind of the way I think this matchup goes a lot. I was kicking myself. I wrote an article on this Friday summarized by saying I wouldn't play Gibson save prop past 33 and a half. The odds maker surprised me, made it 35 and a half. Didn't matter. Still cash because that's just, it seems like once it's at a point where you're actually projecting for 45 saves, they're not going to move it anywhere close to that. So I think this is one I'll keep an eye on that play for. Before I get into my underdog, which I really like, the Detroit Red Wings at Nashville. I think that the number we're getting here is excellent. These teams are not that far apart. I think I can honestly say if they were to play a 7-game series starting tomorrow, I might just rate my pick straight up would probably just be Nash or Detroit to win this game, especially with the bodies out of the lineup for the Predators. Detroit stabilized to an extent. I think they had a good weekend, obviously, in those two Boston games. They've got more top guys playing at a higher level. I think I like the depth down the roster. Obviously, Nashville's depth's getting pretty thin with the trades they made and with the guys that are out of the lineup. So this is just not a game that I think should be as widely priced as it is. And I think it's almost like a square underdog, but I'm like, who's betting the Predators at this price at home? So yeah, I think it's a good play on Detroit.